everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Let's Play Prison Architect, and we are returning back to an interesting little program to where we starve our prisoners. Or maybe not, we're giving them low quality meals. By the way, I forgot to mention, this prison has a name. I've decided to name this place Arlington State Penitentiary and Prisoner Funland. And I guess maybe it's not too terribly fun at the moment, unless they go to the infirmary to get drugs. But uh-oh, we have somebody who decided to do just that. They decided they were going to grab them some methadone. I guess we're sending him to the substance abuse program, which at this point we cannot readily afford. I never did take out these walls, did I? Which I do need to do, so let's demolish these guys here. Schedule them for demolition, and at any rate, we're getting these guys exported. Our prisoners are slowly learning. Unfortunately, because of the fact that those... Oh, that's nice. Because of the fact that our prisoners, are not quite set up as such to learn, well, that might be a bit of an issue. But, I thought what I'll do here is pretty much set this up so that we can have our second wing, our medium security wing going. So I'm going to pause, which I forgot to do that last time. And in fact, while we're paused, I wonder, can I turn fog of war back on? No, I forgot to do that last time, or I turned it off maybe thinking it was something different, but we'll just get these guys routed up or set up here. And this will be the beginning of our minimum security or medium security area. And those trees are going to go down, of course, which is just fine by me. And we need to put in, while we're at it, because this will become an issue, we need to put down another door as well. Now this guy's already getting pretty loaded, so... and not in the way that everybody would enjoy. We want a large jail door here, but we also happen to want another power facility here as well. And I think we'll just run these guys all along the bottom here. It really does help when you don't have to worry about prisoners being able to go anywhere. See, it used to be, and it probably is still the case, that these guys are able to crawl through these little areas here. These little pipes. And that, of course, can be a problem. We don't want them crawling through the pipes. That's really not what I would consider to be kosher in any sense of the word. We'll, we'll just set down our cable here, and we'll get this area routed out. And if we have really any expansion we have to make on this, which we probably will, because we're going to want maximum, you know, medium security. They can be handled okay. The minimum security guys, maybe not so much. The minimum security guys, or not the minimum security guys, but the maximum security guys, rather, are quite rambunctious, and we're going to have to think of ways in which we can deal with them outside of our outside of maybe locking them all up in a padded room. Where they can, of course, bounce off the walls if they wish. Because this is, after all, a fun park of sorts. A fun park where you get, locked up in solitary if you misbehave. But a fun park nonetheless. Now, the question is, my original plan was to, if we go down to one of these guys here, yeah, if we go down here, I have that thing down the center. I'm going to take that out because it's going to make things difficult for me. But I want guards to patrol there, and if I'm going to put a shower there, I'm curious to know if that is going to have much of the desired effect. Anyway, while I'm paused, we'll let these guys get building, and then on top of that, we have an additional thing we want to build. Now, I meant to look into this, but I really didn't give myself the chance to. I'm just going to, I think, make a series of classrooms down here. When we get these guys all sorted, and I don't even know how big I made that. I'm gonna say, oh, that is, well, it's probably not too bad. That's double capacity, I think, and we can have other things in there. But I think, yeah, this one is going to be a little bit bigger because of the way that we've done things. And the question is, can we really, well, what I want to do, I think, that's still going to present a bit of a problem for us. maybe what we can do here is we can put either some more cells here, which may be an okay plan. But it doesn't look like it's gonna fit. Okay, so that is out of the question. However, I believe these guys are about, yeah, they're even. So we have the potential now for 4 classrooms. And somebody has been found with a spoon. But we do want to get on this building, I feel, pretty soon. We just need power, fortunately. And that'll be easy enough to get going, I feel. Water we won't worry about because really there's no point to having water here. But we'll go down and we'll put some foundation in. And you know what, these guys, they don't really have to have too big of an entranceway. I mean, it's, if I go back to planning here, I reckon that we probably can go ahead and maybe just have an entrance at the bottom, maybe. Of course, I don't know if they're going to be able to get there in time. It may be better to put it on the side like this. Then again, maybe just on the top here would be best. That way we will have some room to expand into, and I'm going to make this one classroom our main deal. Now, of course, on top of that, we're lagging out pretty badly, or I am, rather. Probably because the prison's a bit bigger than I thought it would be. Garbage is in the right place here. We need to maybe consider where we're going to put our guard dogs. I was going to put education up here, but I think this is better suited for possibly having officers of the law up here. So my thought is, if we look at our the deals here, we have all 3 grants, but eventually we're going to have to start looking at maybe doing the government security ratings and some other ones as well. But we just got one more day of bad meals, and these guys are surprisingly taking it really well. Which does surprise me a little bit. And we have spent about half our fortune so far, which to some degree does worry me just a little bit. And the reason is that we really have been tearing through it, but yeah, something tells me I did not make this large enough. This is. Oh no, I did. But we do want to be careful here. More, if I do have maximum security, I'll probably crowd them somewhere over here in walls that they cannot escape from. Or they can, but it's really difficult. Now, the issue we're going to run into is that we can, in fact, put in this perimeter wall, and that may be worth it, but that's going to eat through our budget like nobody else's business. So I do want, before we do put in the perimeter wall, because we're going to have to put in a fairly large one to prevent people from digging, I do want to make sure that these guys are well taken care of. Now, fortunately, we made money somehow. I'm not entirely sure. We must be from exports. Yeah, we made money from our exports. So it's enough to keep us afloat here. Not so good if we want to do other things. But yeah, I figure, we might as well get everything going. We're all powered up here for now. Maybe some capacitors on the old power generator might not be such a bad idea. But our workers are doing a fairly good job so far. And we've got grants to help keep us going for now until we get past that first day of whatever it is that we're supposed to be doing. Because it's totally slipped my mind for some reason. And we're at the point right now to where my mouse clicks are not registering, which I suppose it could be worse, but maybe that's what caused me earlier to accidentally break my prison. Oh, you know what it is? I think with this guy, we'll have to check. We need to go back up to the regime. We'll make this free time. They won't get the opportunity to work then, or to eat. I served him 2 low quality meals, which means that we are going to have to make it through this riotous occasion. But we got money coming in, $180 at least, and $18 on our taxes. And we are now back in the green, it would seem, or more appropriately, back in the black. But since you can't really see black against that background, green is probably better there. We'll just put some regular doors here, and hopefully these guys will. They still have not moved those license plates to be milled yet. We have 36 inmates. I think we could handle another round of prisoners. Why don't we bring them in? And then we will, of course, get these guys set up here. Now, there's something that we do need to do here, because if we don't, then we'll never get around to it, and it'll cause severe wailing and gnashing of the teeth. I'm going to put in a metal detector in really a lot of these places. Although, you know what, phone booths would not be a bad deal either. I mean, this is going to be our yard, the central area where everybody goes to kick back and do whatever it is that you do when you're in jail. Having never been personally, I have no idea. But we do need to add in metal detectors. Because there is a danger here that somebody's going to be, for instance, doing their drug deals in the laundry room, and we don't really want that to happen. Additionally, this room here is wide open for other kinds of abuses, like, a prisoner. We'll just leave that open. Okay. This bug again. Well, I thought I had fixed that. Okay, I guess we'll just set it to normal. Or maybe not. No, it is enclosed. I don't know what the issue is here. Or really, if we even... Do we even want or need a holding cell? Well, my guess is probably yes. In fact, we might run into trouble if we don't have one. There we go. 11 minutes until prisoners come. And these guys are probably going to cause a riot. Now, how's our little project going? We're still working. We got an increase. I think in no small part due to the fact that we just got a number of prisoners in who will be able to help us keep everything going. We'll shut off the flow of new prisoners for now. And we will begin plopping down some caps here. Making sure that these guys never cross their mains cables. Oh, come on. There we go. Now we have 53 here. There are going to be 24 per row here. So we have like 168, I want to say, tables. That cannot be. No, it is 168 or 160. 160 places for people to eat. That just somehow does not seem right. Now these guys better get a move on. They're... Uh-oh. One of our students decided to stupidly bring stuff in. Oh, and this could be bad. Let's prevent unnecessary knife fights as well. Because as much as we do want to rehabilitate these guys, we can't really help them if they're... Oh, wait. Well, we'll already have that ordered. it's difficult to help them if they do things that make us sad. And you wouldn't like me when I was sad. Let's see, utilities here. We need to extend this guy out further. That would explain the brownouts there. So, the question is pretty much going to be, who is going to end up being out here? Now I'm going to stick a guard in here and a guard in here. And now that we're making money again, let's hire some more guards because we really do need more guards on staff. Some janitors too, or gardeners rather. Let's see. Yeah, they'll make quick work of these guys here. We just need to, really. Another guy was caught. These guys never learn, do they? Well, let's speed through the day some. Now, hopefully one of these guys will begin milling this wood. And then maybe even they'll mill these license plates for us. But we're at 149. What I'm trying to decide, do we want to wait for more grant money to come in before we begin kitting this thing out? We will get 20 grand from that, so it is tempting. And you know what, I am going to go ahead and start, I think. We'll just set this off as medium sec, and this room will of course be staff only. So anybody found there will be in significant trouble. I mean, we do just have to raise our capacity to get the grant. I mean, so far we're doing pretty good, I would say. And if we stamp down on that tool usage like we need to, then that may be okay. So yeah, let's get on that. Where's the clone tool? That is... Okay, that's not quite what I wanted. It seems like I made those rooms a little bit too small. It might be better for us to begin getting these guys up here. Now this at least is going to be fairly large. This will get us up to 80, which is... Oh, let me cancel all that. And that is not a cell. Okay, let's try this again. This time without not boxing these guys in. Okay, so we have 1, 2. If that's like that, then we do need to build here, I believe. Let's double check that. Okay, no, that is... Oh no, that's just right. Except... that did not get cloned properly, I don't think. Okay, we'll try this again. Oh, they increased the width of the clone tool? Looks like they did. Alright, let's... I don't entirely... Oh wait, because of course nothing has been built yet, so we can't quite clone that. This is what we want to clone. I was wondering why that wasn't going. Where's clone at? Let's try to get this entire thing. They've certainly changed this. The last time I played, this was only 5x5. And probably what happened is that as these things tend to go, there were enough people that complained that the okay, we're not. Yeah, I'm gonna stop there for now. I mean, that should give us a good start. That should give us more than 50, which will give us our grant. And we are full of lights today. Well, that's one day. And I think what ended up happening is that they have to have at least one or two meals. I'm gonna add some workmen to our staff to help make this happen a little bit faster. And we'll bring in some more police. It'll be worth it. But it won't be long before we get that grant, and then hopefully we'll get some people manufacturing. This is where the riots began, and we have police officers to help us. Looks like Wazoo Clan's playing Magicite, whatever that is. I'm gonna have to check that out one of these days. But as you can see, we are well on our way to getting this solved here. And I'm just going to leave this open for now. There's no reason for it not to be. That might be why we're not building this as quickly as we could. Speaking of which, let's go into the planning mode and get rid of some of these deals here. Let's also set this to open, and let's put down some metal detectors because we do have a spare one. I do know that much. And where's our utility? Let's get that powered up. Again, we have to be incredibly careful here not to cross our traces. Looks like our educational facility has been, at least in principle, completed. We still need to add guys up there, but they will begin building this for us. And now they're not distracted. This should go by pretty quickly. I mean, we really do seriously have a fair amount of money, which means we probably ought to be spending it on something. CCTV, maybe. Education. That's one of our next goals, I believe. So, yeah, they're waiting for the entire day to finish. Unfortunately for us, we may not actually last that long. I guess depending on a number of factors. Now, the real question is what can go down there? I mean, I guess they're going to have to deal with it for now because we do. I mean, we don't really need that money. And to be fair, this is a risky thing to do normally. But what can I say? I mean, these guys are really just doing their thing. But I mean, they don't seem to mind the fact that they have not been fed in quite some time. Uh-oh, somebody has been caught with a spoon. I prefer to think we're doing a pretty good job here of keeping everybody pretty much on target. And let's look at our expenditures. This guy, for some reason, wants to take a shower in the holding cell. When will these guys ever learn, man, that it just does not pay to steal spoons? Now, I mean, maybe it would make sense for me to go through here to my programs. We have 11 people doing Alcoholics Anonymous. And they do that from 11 to 12. Somebody has made it past the deal here. Now, there was at some point the methadone program, which may be an okay thing to do. They are all doing their methadone. So my thought is maybe The dogs can go up here. We're gonna have our armory down here probably. I don't want to post armed guards until that really becomes necessary. But we're already 39% of the way through our deal and nobody is complaining. Which, to tell you the truth, surprises me. I would figure not feeding the prisoners in a timely fashion would be the surest way to ensure that our prisoners revolt. And now they're just in here chatting, thinking about eating. At least, or they've got their backs turned to their peers. They're thinking about eating, but they know that if they try to eat, that it'll just make them depressed, and we don't want them to be depressed. We do, however, want to figure out, oh yeah, that needs to change immediately. We'll get rid of some of these utilities here, as they are really not meant to be this way. That would go to explain a lot, because offset my cells. Well, let's go here and dismantle these utilities before it becomes too late to do so. And my hope is that whenever these guys finish up, that they will end up being this will end up being quite nice for us. They have already finished most of the things here. We just want to get rid of our water mains because they will try to crawl out. And I guess while we're at it, why don't we begin thinking about maybe building these. Well, you know what, we'll just do it all like this, because we're gonna have to put drains down in front of the cells anyhow. make it as difficult as possible for them to do their thing. Now, unfortunately for us, we have to bulldoze some of these walls, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. It'll invalidate some of our cells. Even though this... Yeah, we're going to have to bulldoze some of those walls. Although I want them to finish our other cells before we do that. I mean, we might as well get the grant out of that. And we don't have many cells left. Now, I wish there was a way whenever you did the clone that it would clone utilities. That would actually be really quite nice. But as it is, it just ain't happening. And we are losing money. Probably from our reform programs. But we will about have cell block C completed here in a bit. And then we'll be able to get all those things that we couldn't have otherwise gotten to. And when we do that, we will, once we get this more or less set up the way we want it to be, and that will happen in 2 more cells, we will go ahead and get these guys set up. And that is inaccessible. We just need that one more prison cell, and then I'll knock down that wall. Somebody is... Oh, I see, we've got to build that there. Meanwhile, we're actually doing pretty well. We're 56% through the day. We haven't had any riots yet. And the prisoners are about as happy as you would expect them to be. even with autosaving interrupting us. There we go. So now I'm just going to go through, and for the time being, I'm going to knock out these walls here so that we can get mains power back up. And let's accept something easy for a grant. Let's get tool cleanup. I think tool cleanup's going to be a good thing to do. Oh, I didn't realize how easy that was. We are very, very much cleaned up in terms of tools. Which is fantastic. Now we got that out of the way. Let's continue building onto the cell so we can actually do something useful with it. Now here's my thought. If we go here to objects, we'll have a drain at each place here, and we'll have a shower head hooked up to each wall. And if that works, then we can just spam that as much as we need to. And this guy got stuck, so we're going to probably with this guy too, we're gonna have to sack him. Probably just as well. We need to make as much money coming in as we can. Okay. We could pretty soon be facing a riot. I'm not as sure about that as I could be, but it seems like this is probably... Okay, what's going on here? The bed's right there. We'll get this guy back up and going, because I believe... Let's see what we got left here. We go to the utilities. Okay, we need to put water veins in. Now we could have a full scale riot that will only be mitigated by lunch. In the future, I don't think I'll be taking this grant again. I mean, it doesn't pay. Until then, we're just going to have to hope that the situation does not get so bad that we're not really able to do anything. Which is looking like it may. The danger level is medium. We may start having riots pretty soon. Well, get them fed, boys. Wait, is it not? Oh, lunch, I bet. Is it 1? Yep. Oh, I thought that guy was going nuts over there for a bit. Yeah, I definitely will not be doing the inmate nutrition research anymore after this. But I have no idea what they're eating. Are they eating each other? Because they seem to be getting fed somehow. I bet you. Oh, man. There we go. It's just that they were starving. Well, we're going to have to probably change that as soon as the daytime passes. And I think what I'm going to do there is I'm going to treat them to breakfast, lunch, and dinner. At least for 2 days. And we get that built. We sure did. Let's go ahead and while we're at it, zone this off as a shower. So I think you can have policemen go through these shower zones. Let's give it a shot. We're gonna have to have somebody patrolled or stationed here anyway. If we go to our guard patrols, I believe these guys can patrol through there. And we'll just set this up here. If that ends up working, then quite frankly, I'll be... No, 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 no. If that ends up working, then that will be perfect. They're not going to have to go anywhere, and they could go back and take their shower, whatever they feel like. I think we can feed maybe another building off of this. It'll depend. But let's go to the clone tool. And oh, oh, I deleted those. That was not the clone tool. Let's just unzone that. This right here was what I was looking for. We'll just let that get constructed real quick. And now we don't have to worry too much about our showers not being implemented. We almost have that deal going. Speaking of which, I wonder what the value of our prison is at this point. It has to actually be pretty high at this point, I imagine, because we got a grants valuation. $500,000, that's a little bit better than I was expecting. And somebody was found with drugs. the methadone program is supposed to keep them from wanting drugs, but I guess in reality, you can't convince a dude who's already on drugs not to be on drugs or something like that. I mean, you can. And really, I'm just talking out the side of my neck when I say that, but is it? Oh no, there's solitary there. It's just not highlighted. Let's grab these four at a time. Get our solitary confinement built. Although, if we bring them in this way, and we get enough people in solitary, that could be a problem. Hopefully not too big of one, though. Let's just, while we're at it, let's clone these guys right here. And bring our prisoner capacity up to where it ought to be. Now we have up here, we never really went back to our grants. We have, we'll get the advance payment on that. And that will require us to unlock through bureaucracy. Really, anything we need here. Okay, well, I'm gonna unlock the loan through bureaucracy. And then, get these guys scheduled, and then I'm hoping we'll probably come back to this, to maybe populating this prison. Pretty soon, I hope. Oh, pardon me. But in the interim, let's get what really matters going. Let's get this last cell, these last few cells in. And I think once we do that, this is actually going to end up being a rather nice prison facility. And maybe another cell block wouldn't be a bad idea. I'm not entirely sure how to proceed with that, but let's get that going. And we are now beginning the next day. So let's get our regime set up for, I don't know, maybe breakfast and dinner. And that will require, if we go to, what is it, policy, high variety and high other thing. Is that stuck? Oh, damn it is. Okay, let's do low and low. Let's take that. Go to our regime. This needs to be free time and free time. I don't know if I quite understand why that's not going. If we go to policy here, we have low meal quality. Oh, it is increasing, it's just doing so very slowly. Because time is running out here. You know, cell block D may not be too terribly difficult for us to handle at this point. I'm just wondering, why is this stuck at 95? Oh, it's got one more hour to go. Which, you know, this doesn't leave us much in the way of things to do. While we're waiting, I mean, that 97% is going to be filled up pretty soon, but we're going to have a head start on the one thing. Although we need, you know what we need? We need, a dog facility. And that is about to be complete, I think. We're going to be at 4 a.m. And we're going to get our our guys taken care of here. Awesome. Let me just go up to our policy now. And I believe we're at 4 a.m. right now. Let's have them shower at 7. They can wake up a little bit earlier if they want to. And we go to rooms here. We're going to have an armory down here where we can post watch. We do not want people breaking into the armory, so I'm going to put in a solitary door because those happen to be able to withstand the most punishment. And then a staff door up here as well. And there we're going to put in a kennel if I can find it. And we will have drug dogs here as well. So let's find our... First of all, we need our armory here, or our tables here. I think I'm going to do the tables like that. I'm not sure if there's any advantage to doing them that way, but that's how I'm going to do it. And then we need a guard locker as well. Because I really don't want to make use of armed guards just yet. We had an... Oh yeah, I know why that is, because we have breakfast. Yes, this completed. It sure is. I'm gonna... You know what? Let's get some normal risk prisoners in. Get some money. What else do we want here? We want a, there's a dog crate there. And we'll just leave 2 there for now. And then we want a weapons rack. Which I just saw. I think I accidentally skipped over. And we will open this so they can get out for now. We're coming up very, very soon on dinner, or on breakfast rather. And the hard part about this is going to be the fact that these guys, oops, that could be a problem. I'll go ahead and install those pipes. They have no access to get there. Where do we go here to utility? We'll find that section of pipe that we deleted. And we will let these guys come in. Now they are... You know what, we can have a few more. We'll plan on having plenty of prisoners, and they arrived at just the right time, it seems. What do you mean, no route? But yeah, let's take out these fences here that are blocking this area. So that they can get on through there. And tension is rising for some reason or another. We'll take in some low risk next time. And speaking of next time, I think it's probably about time for us to consider going for the time being. However, we will end up getting hopefully all of this set up soon. If these guys do not remain stuck for too long. But such as it is, let's see, how is that route blocked? We'll just do that. Until then, we will go ahead and allow these guys to do their thing. And we will see if maybe... Whoa. Okay, that obviously did not work. I guess for now, I'm gonna have to look into that. I'm gonna have to put in 2 more drains. Because I believe what is happening is that those guys are... Oh, somebody was found with scissors. But yeah, we'll just leave that for now, and then hopefully we'll figure out pretty soon how we can deal with this. Until then, this has been Thy Lord Roots, and I will see you next time.